the first year we got down here and didn't realize just how dark it was with the house lights on. So we were all huddled around the paperwork, the cell phones trying to read the names of the winners. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
So where should we begin?
Wherever you want to begin.
All right, so how quickly did this come together after Master?
All right, so we finished Massacre on L12 in December 2014, and this came to us. Our first writer on the script was Tommy McLaughlin, and I saw this in September 2015, right? And it was a quick process from then. We went from September. We were shooting the end of November, December 2015, and here we are today.
You introduce?
Yes, absolutely. This is Tommy McLaughlin. He's co-writer on this. This is Gina Limerick. She's our fight choreographer on the film, and she's sporting a broken wrist from recent stunt work.
On what?
I'm just jumping the gun.
Jumping jacks.
Now, on Massacre on Aisle 12, there were all sorts of crazy stories about the hardware store. Did you guys intentionally say, let's make it easier for ourselves and go see the nice house? Is that part of the plan?
Well, we wanted a single location, for sure. So we were fortunate that we found this place in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey, which was very interesting to me because I didn't see any eggs there, and there was no harbor, and it wasn't big enough to be a city. But that building, I just found out where we shot, that abandoned, well, it wasn't abandoned, but that farmhouse is now a frat house. So that's interesting.
But it was New Jersey.
Yes, that was New Jersey, Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. We shot Massacre in Savannah, and Daryl Martinelli and Emily Adams, our DPs, they found this spot for us.
I mentioned this to you yesterday. To me, it seemed like in the first half of the film, I could see you were trying not to go for the same kind of un-PC humor the Massacre had, but by the second half, it seemed like you were going that way anyways.
Well, we certainly wanted a different flavor. We've got a lot of the same cast from Massacre. Everybody's playing a different kind of part, and as much as I love Massacre, Massacre is very polarizing. Some people either they love it or they hate it. Humor is either right up their alley or they dislike it. But we wanted a more homogeneous flavor, something that might have a broader appeal, and that's what we were going for. But you know, it's me, so I still have to get my un-PC stuff in there.
I was kind of surprised by, I wouldn't call it a backlash, but some of the negative reactions were like pretty, I mean, there's a lot of comedies that aren't any stronger than what you guys did, but it did seem like there was a certain percentage of people, even at the screening we did, that were like, that was really funny, but I don't know, it was maybe just a little too racist, was one thing they said about the black character.
Yeah, well,
how did it do?
It did great, actually. It's doing very well. I mean, it won Best Comedy Feature here last year, and it was, we got a tremendous response. We got great fanfare, great press, and it's kind of a throwback to the humor of yore when you could actually just do that. In Massacre, we figured if we offend everybody, we can offend nobody. So it wasn't like anybody was singled out. It was just everybody was fair game, and everybody who got it gave it right back as much. Or more. So it was, it's done very well. So, but we wanted a different flavor with 666, and I'll hand it over to Tommy. He wrote the first draft of this, which caught my eye and Jim Fox's eye. And
Tommy, did you know when you were writing the script that you were going to be using some of the cast members from the other film?
No, not at all.
Because you, like as you said, a lot of you were playing different. Michael Bettino, especially,
Mhm.
he was very good, but he was a straight man in the first one, and he was
Right.
totally nuts in this one.
Yes, yes.
Killer.
Yes, he dyed his hair for that too. Why don't you tell us about how the script came?
No, I just wrote a spec script. Many producers optioned it over years, and nobody did anything with it. I sent it to Jim Clark. Jim Clark liked it. Sent it to Chad. 24 hours later, Chad said he's going to produce it. This was in September, and I said, I'm not going to sign another year option with this. It's not going to happen. And he's like, no, I'm going to make it in November. And 2 months later, he made it. He's the first guy who did anything with it.
So it's somewhat similar to the Massacre thing. I mean,
Very much so.
15 months, maybe 15 months ago, I said that you had that script.
I had that for just just under 12 months.
But,
And then,
I mean, so you're getting these scripts and you're turning them around pretty quickly?
Yes, you know, we want low budget because I'm financing myself, so you're working 19 jobs and working all the time, 7 days a week to pay for them, but I want some location stuff that's small cast and it's something that isn't gonna be unaffordable or unproducible for me. So that's what I look for, and that's what I love, especially the horror genre, the comedy genre. If I can make them at the same time, even better.
So Jim is at Terror Films, but
Yes.
Autofocus Films is you or you and Jim together?
Jim is at Terror Films,
Yeah.
and Full Auto Films is mine, and and we also have Code 3 Films, which is Jim's company. So there's actually 3 companies that come together and put these. But I'm the one that's paying for it.
How are you doing that?
Well, 2 full-time jobs, 7 days a week, all the time. So it's a labor of love. You have to, if you wait for somebody else to pay for it, it probably isn't gonna happen. I'm still paying for these films. If I waited until I had enough money to make Massacre on Aisle 12, I'd still be waiting. I still wouldn't have made it. But at least I've got 2 produced feature films that I'm exceptionally proud of, with a great team that has come together on both to make these happen. So when I'm working 20 hours a day, I just say to myself, well, at least I'm doing what I loved for at least a couple months of the year.
Right. Now, Tommy, when Chad took it over, were there rewrites involved? The script involved?
No, his stamp he definitely put a stamp on it. I just saw it tonight. It's, there were certain scenes that needed work and,
Do I have to stand between you?
no, it's great. He helped it out a lot.
And so, just so everyone knows, Chad does stand-up as well, so comedy is in his bones.
That's right, it is. It is in the bones.
Born funny.
Some might say not. My mom still thinks not. Still waiting for me to get that real job, and I said, Mom, I've got 11 real jobs now to pay for this. So it means so much to see you guys come out here and watch these films and to hear you laugh at the jokes and enjoy it. That's what, for me, that's what this is all about. You know, I work 364 days a year to come here and listen to you guys enjoy the film. That's what does it for me. So thank you all so much for being here.
It's nice.
And thank you
And
for
it's not
running
even
such a
a
great
Christmas
festival.
movie.
It's not even a Christmas movie. Massacre on Aisle 12 was a bit Christmassy.
So how soon are we gonna see this?
This has a video on demand release date of November 7th. So just a couple days from now, you'll be able to find this.
Very good. So, as I've been saying throughout the festival, if you like the film, go to IMDb, give it a rating. It's gonna help with the marketing of the film.
For sure.
Um,
Absolutely.
And it's gonna be on all platforms.
Yes. And then we'll have a DVD release probably about a month, 2 months after that.
So anybody who reviews it now, you're like way ahead of the game.
That's right, and this won't be screened anywhere else. This was an exclusive for Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival. Greg and Chris, we're so happy to thank you for letting us come here and premiere this film.
And, Tommy, I wanna say I really enjoy, one of my favorite bits is when the 2 people are at the window and off screen are the demon spirits, whatever, the little things. I thought that was very funny to do that off screen.
We did try and get midgets. Dwarfs, little small people, we did try and get them for a couple of the scenes there in New Jersey, but it's surprising, believe it or not, there were none to be found in Egg Harbor City, New Jersey. It was just too cost prohibitive to bring some in from New York. But I did look into it, but I think it works. I think it works with the sound of it.
So how is that described in the script? Did you see them in the script?
No, that's definitely Chad. I was with children. He was, the Jimmy Timmy Beck character killed children. So he made it much better by saying it was circus.
Nice, safe play there.
Yes, I didn't want to kill kids.
I thought, there was a nice escalation of humor. Like it's cute, it's going along, it's funny, haha, and then it just gets consistently more and more funny. Like by the time they're in the kitchen running back and forth, it's very funny.
Thank you.
And I noticed on my second viewing, I thought the actresses were very funny.
Yes.
You know, they weren't just straight people. They got to do some pretty funny stuff there.
Yeah, great cast. Alexis Kelly did a great job. Autumn Federici did a great job.
Autumn is actually a full-time producer in real life, and one of the reviews that came out yesterday in commending her performance indicated she was very believable as a bitchy producer, It wasn't a stretch for her, and she would take that as a compliment. But yeah, the girls were great, everybody, the whole team was great, because it was a frenetic pace. We shot this in 11 days, and our longest day was a 17-page day. And we were really concerned about that day, but we made it a 17-page day, just a bit, just a little bit concerned about that day. And that just happened because when we first got there, it was December, early December, and it was frigid in New Jersey. Well, it was probably warm to you guys, but it was frigid. And of course, most of the cast is not wearing coats and whatnot. Jim was the only one who's wearing a coat. That was not lost on me. But we were outside, freezing to death, and then we just got really lucky. We had a day, about 2 days into it, where we woke up in the forecast, just by the grace of whatever's running the universe, said it's going to be 70 degrees today, which saved us. So we changed everything. We were going to shoot all the exteriors in that day, and that was our 17-page day, and we got it. And it was once we were over that hump, the rest was much better. And we were inside, so when it got cold and freezing again, it was not much of a factor. And as most of you are filmmakers know, they can really slow you down.
So 11 days, and how many days was Massacre?
Also 11 days.
11 days.
Yes.
So that was almost entirely interiors. So on this, you had to deal with day shoots and night shoots. And did you just do days into nights, or did you do a turnaround?
Most of the time we would do, we didn't do that many turnarounds because of it was winter time, so we had long nights. And so we got our day stuff in just before the sun went down, and then we would just shoot into the night.
And 11 days straight, or did you have a day off in there?
11 days straight, both times.
And some of these people are SAG, right?
Yes, SAG, ultra low budget.
And so you just didn't schedule them that day, or lied on the paperwork, or did whatever?
I can't remember.
Okay. Who's got any questions for the team? Sal?
Hello,
Hi.
good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too. In that ending scene, was that supposed to be the cat attacking them, or was it just him having the cat and trying to scare them?
Well, I think that there's a very deep meaning in that end scene. Actually, no, that just kind of came together. We wanted something with the cat to come back, and that just happened. It really wasn't scripted that way, but it worked that way. We weren't shooting that scene yet. I had one of the PAs sneak that cat into the car so that I could surprise Jim and Alexis with that. And we just love the way it turned out, and we love the way it played. But yes, I don't think that there is a full resolution to what happens. That's going to be in 6:67 p.m. We're going to stretch this into a 3-movie series. It's going to be like Trauma. We're going to resolve this 4 years from now. Right. That answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like a blooper, you guys, because it was for fun or something.
Oh, no, well, we do have some great outtakes, which is on the DVD. Same with Massacre. If you guys, if anybody here saw Massacre on Aisle 12, we have one of my favorite things to do after I watch a comedy is to immediately go watch the outtakes. So I made sure that both films have a very substantial outtake reel. And they're on the DVD, so if you get the DVD, you get the outtakes.
Who else? Comments?
Where can we find the DVDs?
The DVDs will be out, Indican Pictures is going to release the DVDs, so what they've done with Massacre is about a month and a half, 2 months after the VOD release, it comes out on DVD, and the DVDs are available on Amazon. They may be available for rent, it depends on where you are. I know that Family Video is a chain of about 1,100 stores. They bought a bunch of Massacre, so we expect they'll buy these. Lionsgate is actually going to be pushing the DVD release for this. Indican feeds into Lionsgate now, so Lionsgate is actually handling the entire video on demand release.
And did IndieCan set that up?
Yes, that's all through Indican.
And did IndieCan handle Massacre on Isle?
They did.
So
They
you're
did.
going to have an ongoing relationship with them, you hope?
We'll see. We'll see. They've been there for us for both of those films, and we'll see where it goes.
What's next?
What's next is paying for all of this.
No, you have to do a third one and just accumulate.
Yeah, I know. Just. I mean, at this point, why stop? The credit rating is already destroyed. So the next what I'm working on right now is a stand-up comedy documentary, which we already shot some of. It's called Hollywood Comedian. And then after that, I have a regular, just straight little horror film ready to go. So we're exploring possibly shooting that up here. Last I talked with the Buffalo Film Commission about. come up here and scout some
Talk
sites.
to me now.
Okay, then I'll talk to Greg.
You'll see him tomorrow, actually.
Okay, perfect.
And so Jim's company, Terra Films, that doesn't have anything to do with the production you guys do, right?
That's correct. Yeah, they straight distribution. Yeah, they used to be a production company. They got out of that. They had produced, Terra Films is a division of Sunrise Films. Sunrise is a larger company. They make about $8-10 million films. They did The Whistleblower with Rachel Weisz. They did Trials of Kate McCall with Kate Beckinsale. And they did Father of Invention with Kevin Spacey, Johnny Knoxville. And they have a genre division called Terra Films, which they started out producing $200,000-300,000 low-budget horrors. So they did Trace, they did The Chosen, and they did another one. And then they decided they just wanted to be a distribution company and an aggregator. So that's where they stand now.
Any other questions?
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Well, no. I'll give you a chance to say anything you want to say. Any hilarious story, anything that you were all primed to tell people if they asked the right question.
Well, no, I was just gonna wing it. I can do a half-hour stand-up if you guys want. I'm happy to do that.
Maybe a few words tomorrow.
Okay, all right, because this is a new audience. I'm from Washington DC originally. I live in LA, but I'm from Washington DC. You guys do know where that is, I'm certain. I have to ask though. I found out that since I moved to DC, I realized not a lot of people in LA know where that is. I was talking to this girl the other day. I said it was from DC. She's like, "Oh, I've got family there." And I said, "Really? What part?" And she said Seattle.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now I ask that question. But Greg, Chris, thank you guys so much for having us here. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you guys for coming to watch the movie.